Hi everyone, today is October 21st, 2009, exactly 9 weeks after I had my Lapband surgery. I'm still Strill and I'm just here to give you another video update. Let's start with the numbers. Today I weigh 223.6 and last week I think I was up a couple of pounds, about 2.5 pounds, and I was around 224.8. So I'm down a pound from that week, and but I was up a couple pounds from the week before. So I want to talk about where is my restriction, and I also want to talk about some of the other videos that I have been watching. I finally got a chance to see Mia's video about how she's frustrated and wish she never got the Lapband, and also about Melanie's video I seen last night about the the haters and everything. I went through that kind of myself a while ago. For years I've known people that have got the bypass, the gastric bypass, because that was a popular thing to do. I really didn't know anybody that had the Lapband. I discovered later that there were some people that had it when I kind of mentioned that I had it. But with the gastric bypass, you notice people lose a lot of weight right away, and you start to compliment them, and you're like, oh, you look good, what have you been doing? And they said, oh, just working out, or just eating right. They never wanted to admit it, like they were ashamed that they had the surgery, or they felt like they couldn't say because they're afraid that people would say, oh, you took the easy way out, or whatever. And so I made up in my mind that I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be, oh, I lost weight and then people to ask me how I did, and I said, oh, I just worked out and just ate right. So I wanted to really just be honest and upfront. And when I tried to do that a couple months before my surgery, I was telling my friends, I told my one close friend, and she told some other people. When we were hanging out, they brought it up. Why are you doing that? Why are you getting the Lapband? And I'm like, well, and my story basically is I've been on every single diet there is, and the last job that I have, I'm a CPA, I do taxes. The last job that I had, I worked a lot of long hours, a lot of every single day. I mean, they fed us constantly because we were there. There was no time to work out. I try to go to the gym in between jobs and stuff, but I had so much work to do at the job that it was, between clients and stuff, but it was just so much. So within 1 year, I gained 55 pounds at that job. And then in July, I was laid off from that job. It was like a blessing, but it was like very stressful eating, very, working like late in the hours and just eating a lot and not stuff on the run a lot. So it was really bad. And so after being on every diet there is, I refused to do another diet again. So I wanted help, and that's why I considered the Lapband. I could have considered bypass, but I didn't think, my starting weight was 244. I didn't think that I weighed enough to go that route. And I didn't really want to cut my organs. People do that, that's their preference, but I thought the Lapband would work for me. But there was this one girl that was like, she's like, oh, I shouldn't say girl, woman. She's like 43 years old, and she's telling me, well, you need to do it the right way like everybody else and just work out and watch what you eat, because it's not going to work, and because you got to change your mind and you're still going to gain it back and blah, 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 blah. And I just wanted to just slap her in front of everybody. But you know what I just said? I said, you know what? She goes, I lost 30 pounds on my own. Whoop-de-whoop. I can lose 30 pounds on my own too. I want to lose 90 pounds. But this coming from a woman that was single, never had any kids. I've given birth to 4 kids, 3 living. Been married for 14 years, and I told that heifer that when you have been married for 14 years and have 4 kids of your own, then you come talk to me about bragging about how you lost 30 pounds, okay? I don't have time for the haters either, so you go, Melanie. Stick up for what you know, and know that we do have to work hard. This Lapband, I'm sorry if people are looking at these videos and thinking, oh, I got to get the Lapband, it's going to be so easy. It's not easy. I did a book. I went and got a journal from Weight Watchers to just start documenting everything I ate. And this week, I have to admit, even though I'm down a pound, I did work out a few times this week and did a lot more cardio, but I purposely ate things that I used to eat on purpose. Okay, I'm gonna make your eggs in 1 minute, okay? My baby wants me to make him eggs. Okay, so what I did do is I wrote down some of the things that I was eating, and I wanted to share that with you because this is stuff that I could eat before and have no problem eating it and being full. And so I'm thinking after the fill and after, you know, you get some restriction, that I shouldn't be able to eat the whole thing. There was some times where I couldn't eat the whole thing, but for the most part, I could eat the whole thing. That's why I'm asking, where's my restriction? So like, for example, I started this on Friday and I had to go to the dealer. And so sitting around the dealer, you know, they have a lot of snacks and stuff waiting for your car to get fixed. So I did start off with the 100-calorie kudos bar. Hadn't ate anything that morning or anything. So then when I come home, I'm starving, of course. There's no food. So I eat like 4 of those little bags of chips. I mean, literally, I took one, ate it, took another one, ate it. Those little bags of chips that I buy for my kids, I ate like 4 of them. And I'm like, in one sitting, I'm like, okay, where's my restriction? And then steak tacos. Oh, then we went out. That's right. I went to see Jamie Foxx's concert with my book club. We went out. And then that was the blessing. I said, people are starting to come out of their shell. There was 2 ladies in my book club that actually had bypass. One had it a year ago, and she's lost about 80 pounds to date. Might be about 10 pounds. I mean, 10 months ago. And she lost about 80 pounds. And she was telling me how she had to have other surgeries because she was having problems like hysterectomy and everything else. And then this other lady, I noticed that she lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, wow, Yvonne, you look good. Like Rosalind, you know. I said, how are you doing? She says, oh, you know, I had the bypass like Rosalind did. I'm like, oh, okay. And I said, now, you know, I just shared. I said, yeah, I just had the Lapband. And we pretty much had it. She had hers about 3 months ago, and I had mine about a couple months ago. So, I mean, it was just good to be honest and share the ups and downs and the things that you go through in having surgery, and not trying to beat around the bush and trying to pretend like, you know, I had no assistance at all. So that night when we went out with my book club, I had about I had 3 steak tacos with the beans and rice. I could not eat all the beans and rice, and I basically almost just ate just the meat. Well, it comes with those 2 little tortillas, but I ate just the meat around that. I'm kind of talking a little long, so I should speed this up. But anyway, so I was writing in my book kind of what I ate and everything. So as far as the last couple of days, I noticed is that there was one day that I really wanted Wingstop. And so I decided that I was going to get some Wingstop, and I was going to see how many I could eat. I normally can eat 20 pieces of the garlic parmesan, well, 10 pieces of garlic parmesan and 10 of lemon pepper, and then a total of 20. And I could eat the whole thing with no problem. Well, I tried it. I started eating it, and my kids were like, oh, you're going to get full quick. Can we have the rest? And, you know, my 10 and 11-year-old, and I'm like, sure, when I'm full, you guys can have the rest. Well, I'm eating, and I'm eating, and I'm eating, and I'm like, where's my restriction? So I got to about, I think, I counted how many I had left, because I hadn't even kept track how many I ate. So I had 8 left. So that means I ate 12 of them. So I just kind of stopped and thought about it, and I'm like, maybe I'm full and just don't realize that I'm full. I don't have the pain or anything, so I just stop for a few minutes and look, and then realize that, yeah, I think I'm full. You guys can have the rest. So I was able to eat 12 of those. And oddly enough, that morning when I did have the Wingstop, I weighed like exactly 224. The next day after having that, I weighed like 222.6. So I was like, you know, I weigh myself every day. So I was like, wow, this really is, you know, thinking about a lot of protein. So my thing is what I was looking at. And then I did, you know, work out on the treadmill. I did run on the treadmill for the first time nonstop for 20 minutes. And that's a big plus for me because, like I was telling you guys before, I ran for a mile out on the street and never did that before. Now I'm trying to pick up the pace and start running more. And then I did do 25 minutes of cardio last night and 50 minutes of cardio. 25 minutes on the treadmill, 25 minutes on the bike, and 25 minutes of weights. So I am starting to work out again. But this week, what I think I'm going to do differently is I'm going to try to eat as much protein as possible. I am supposed to get 60 to 80 grams, and I don't think I've been getting it. So I just want to share those updates with you guys. Keep in mind, I am still losing inches. I forgot to mention that last week. I did lose another inch or 2 on my thighs and my arms and everything. So I was down another 11 inches. So a total of 36 inches. And I think my time is about to be up. So I will talk to you guys next week.